What if the most lethal form of revenge wasn't a viral post or a sharp argument, but a life so disciplined and serene that the person who hurt you can no longer even reach your frequency? Imagine becoming a ghost to their chaos, not because you are performing strength, but because you have become a fortress their influence cannot breach. In this journey, we move beyond petty reactions toward radical self-sovereignty. Stay until the end, because I will provide one specific test to reveal if your silence is true mastery or just a mask for lingering attachment. In life, you meet two kinds of people, those who provide the timber to build your character and those who hope to see it burn. The ones who try to break you rarely do so loudly. They use the subtle poisons of betrayal manipulation or cold withdrawal wounds that leave no bruises, only deep psychological scars. Most people, when wounded, crave an immediate external justice. They want the transgressor to feel the exact weight of the pain they caused. But Stoicism offers a sharper, more enduring edge, not a descent into rage, but a total elevation of the soul. The first victory in this silent war is the absolute refusal to feed their narrative with your energy. Marcus Aurelius famously noted that you have power over your mind, not outside events. Realize this, and you will find strength. He also taught that the best revenge is to be unlike him who performed the injury. When you lash out, you become their mirror. When you remain still, you become their judge. Your attention is the most valuable real estate you own. Do not let those who disrespected you live there rent-free. If they can still provoke an emotional reaction, a long message, a tearful explanation, or a public defense, then the injury is ongoing. They are still winning because they are still relevant. To hurtful people, your reaction is proof of their power. The Stoic begins by declaring total bankruptcy on their influence. No performance of moving on, no pleading for understanding, just a clean, clinical withdrawal of your presence. If you find value in these blueprints for a stronger mind, consider joining our community. By subscribing, you aren't just following a channel. You are committing to a journey of self-mastery alongside others who choose resilience over reaction, one day at a time. Silence is often mistaken for submission, but in the Stoic tradition, it is a strategic void. It is a boundary with teeth. Most people misunderstand the quiet. They think silence means you have lost the argument. In reality, silence is the ultimate removal of access. It breaks the cycle of manipulation where they provoke and you react. Consider what the transgressor expects after they hurt you. They look for a breakdown, a desperate confrontation, or a long-winded demand for closure. They are waiting for you to turn your pain into their entertainment. When you offer nothing, no explanation, no anger, no movement, you effectively disappear from their control. You don't explain your worth to someone who has already demonstrated they cannot value it. You simply step out of their psychological reach. This isn't a passive retreat. It is an act of supreme self-command that leaves the other person shouting into an empty room. The real revenge is the rebuild they are never invited to witness. This is where your silence turns from a shield into a weapon of growth. You take every ounce of energy they tried to steal your focus, your confidence, your precious time, and you reinvest it into your own empire. You do not train your body to look good for them. You train it to experience the raw power of your own discipline. You sharpen your mind not to outsmart them, but to outthink your own previous limitations. You invest in work that carries weight and in people who offer respect without the price of games. You stop living as a reaction to their betrayal and start living as a commitment to your own potential. This shift creates a terrifying reality for the person who once held power over you. They can no longer find you. They can't bait you with guilt or rewrite your story because you have stopped participating in the narrative altogether. You become emotionally unreachable, and that more than any verbal victory ends their dominion over your life. Outgrowing the injury is the cleanest form of justice. Stoicism teaches that true revenge is immunity, not harm. Your goal is to make your inner world so fortified that they can no longer reach it. Epictetus reminded us, "It is not what happens to you, but how you react that matters." When you are slighted, do you spiral into a frantic search for validation, or do you cultivate ataraxia, the mental stillness that makes you untouchable? That version of you doesn't win through a loud argument. It wins permanently by no longer needing their understanding. You stop seeking closure from the person who broke you and find it within the person you are becoming. Here is the test I promised to reveal the truth of your progress. If that person reached out to you tonight, a sudden text or a missed call, would your internal peace hold firm, or would it collapse? If your heart races, or you begin rehearsing clever replies in your head, your silence is merely physical distance. The attachment is still breathing. But if their name appearing on a screen moves you no more than a stranger's, you have achieved something rare: detachment with dignity. The Stoic goal is never to punish them with your absence, but to reclaim your presence for yourself. True freedom isn't the absence of their noise, it's the total absence of their influence on your soul. Your silence should be loud only to your future. Do not disappear with the hope that they will miss you. Disappear so that you finally stop needing to be missed. Do not go quiet to create a mystery for them to solve. Go quiet to create the mastery you need to lead yourself. The truly strong do not broadcast their healing. They simply embody it through their actions. Eventually, when the past attempts to return, it will find a door that no longer opens, not because of malice, but because you have finally chosen peace over chaos and progress over proving a point. That is the smartest revenge, becoming untouchable. If this resonated with you, subscribe to Inner Wisdom Stories. We cultivate unshakable strength here. Now tell me in the comments, what is more difficult for you, maintaining the initial silence or maintaining your discipline once the silence begins? If you are ready to reclaim your sovereignty type, I rise in silence.